Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hope you are all doing great. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining for our very last conference presentation for our latest edition of Numerics. It's been a long run. It took us 4 months to do it instead of doing it in 4 days, but we are trying to accommodate and adapt to today's realities. And today we are going to be presenting a special topic that is not very much talked about in the social media world or marketing world. I just want to let everyone know, whoever is new here, Numerics is an initiative from Creator HQ, which is a creator community here in Montreal, Quebec. And we started Numerics a couple of years ago to not only bring in information about the digital industry, but also to recognize local content creators by doing an award show. Now, we've been doing this for a couple of years now, and we're doing stuff online today. So things are a little bit different for those who are new to this whole online thing, especially for Numerics Online. If you want to participate and be part of the conversation, make sure you can use the comments, whether you're watching on YouTube or on LinkedIn. Use the comment section to interact, and once you do, I will I will put up your comment over here or your questions and answer them accordingly. And also, there's a 10-second delay between what you are saying and what I'm saying, so please bear with the times. So today, yes, like I said, I'm going to talk about a topic that's less talked about when it comes to marketing, because it's not something that many people know or use. It's called pin marketing, and I think I kind of came up with this term because you put pins on the map. So today we're going to be talking about that. So again, like I say, if you have any questions, whatnot, do not hesitate to interact with me in the comments. I'll be happily answering to you. So what is pin marketing? That's what we're going to be looking at. First and foremost, the presentation that we prepared for the visuals are in French, just because we didn't plan to doing something English until the very last minute, and we want to really serve give our knowledge to as much people as possible. And pin marketing is something, again, like I said, it's not very much talked about, so we're bringing this in. So if there's something you don't understand on screen, do not worry. Let me know, and I will answer them. I will be doing the presentation in English, so you'll be able to follow with us. So pin marketing, for me, it's the next level of marketing. It's a level that people don't really utilize. But why Google Maps and all that? It's because I'm going to give you some stats very soon. You're going to see how it's much more popular in terms of the platform that's being used in other platforms. And again, people are going to be like, Patrick, how is Google Maps a social media platform? Well, we'll get to that too. I'll show you how it is very interactive, and it is actually way more social than you think. And you can use it for marketing. You can use it for anything you want to promote, especially your brand and stuff, no matter what field you're in. I'm not going to be talking about Google My Business in this presentation. If you do have a physical location, it is always very useful to have Google My Business. You can also do it for non-physical, but it doesn't work as efficiently. The uses of what I'm going to be showing you, you can use it as a brand, but you can also use it as from a personal perspective, for a personal account, and it will give similar effects. So here I talk about Google Maps being one of the most authentic platforms, and I'm going to prove that to you, why it is one of the most authentic platforms out there compared to anything else. So what are we going to cover today? So I'm going to talk about a little bit of the context, how to put you in a situation of what is Google Maps and how it's really working, the Local Guides program, which is in a way to describing what influencers are for social media, the principles, and how do you contribute towards this community, you could say it in a way, online. How do you gain levels? What do you mean by levels? The gamification behind Google Maps and how they plan all this. The marketing. So I cannot talk about the marketing before I do all this, because it won't make any sense. I'm going to touch about the marketing a little bit almost at the end, and we were going to finish up by saying what other products that Google create and people are underusing it really, but actually those who know it, they're continuously using it. A little bit of statistics. The first time I did this presentation was 2019, so I get some stats from 2018. So all the numbers you see are mostly went up, except I would say there was a decline during the pandemic lockdowns as people were not moving around as much. But as things start reopening, I would say more around the world, here it's becoming more gradual. People are moving more and more to different locations. They're on the road, so Google Maps is being used more often. So 77% of smartphone users in 2018 were using GPS as a navigation system as a regular basis. So that's very, very, very key. Regular basis, meaning it's something that they use on frequently, every day. It's part of their lives when they go on the car. Versus other platforms. Not everyone is on every other social media platform. It has to be very specific to it's very specific to people's needs, right? LinkedIn, more business professional. You have Instagram, that's more visual, and TikTok for the creative videos. Every platform has its own thing, but Google Maps, everyone seems to use it as long as they're leaving their home. Either they're using Google Maps or Waze or Apple Maps. They're using some sort of GPS system. In 2018, also 2.5 million smartphone users were using from those are using these navigation systems. So 1.9 million users that they calculated from the 2.5 million. That number has went up. That's been 3 years now. Those numbers have went up as there are more and more users who have smartphones today. What countries are Google, like, let's say if we stick to Google Maps, where are they covering? Pretty much the rest, pretty much all of the world, except for major parts of Africa. China, we have India, a little bit in South or Central America. But this is from 2017. This numbers, this could have changed also. I don't have the recent stats. I couldn't find any. But if we check any recent studies, I'm sure these numbers have also, like, these gray zones have been covered. So there has been, more and more as years go by, Google is covering more of the streets. So everything is being digitized. So we can pretty much travel from sitting from home, to be honest. But they're doing their due diligence to providing us with much information to be able to navigate quickly and safely. So what is a local guides program? Like I was explaining, it's a little bit like the social media influencer for like Instagram and so on, or you might call a YouTuber, you might call a TikToker. Local guides is its own terminology for for Google. Why local guides is because each one of us who are using the app and we're contributing, we become some sort of a guide, a local guide. So the name is right there. What's very important to key important here is that there's a lot of credibility that comes with Google Maps. For Google Maps users, because people are committed to telling the truth. I mean, I'm going to talk about like what happens if people are lying on Google Maps. You'll see how it doesn't stick as long as you might think. People are very authentic. They're not being solicited. At the same time, for reviews, there's policies with Google. You're not supposed to be paid to giving reviews. That is super important. That distinguishes from people who are giving reviews, let's say on Facebook or on Instagram. People can just go and say this place is the best place ever, and they could have just been paid to say that. On Google, you can't do that, and it's a contribution from the community. So everyone is getting involved. Whoever's using the app is getting involved in justifying what's being said there, and it's not like other social media where if you give a bad review to a restaurant or to a store, a store like that account holder can erase that comment. Not on Google Maps. They have to like justify why they're trying to block your review, and usually it's very, very hard for a shop owner to do that. A little bit about the points. So like I said, it's very gamified. They want you to win points. They want you to quantify your success. They want you to see where you're doing whenever you contribute, what you're getting in return, and they're putting into points. People love points. We have points for all kinds of things. Whenever you go and you get points from air miles, you get points from your credit cards. It just makes people say, yes, I'm winning something, even though it could be an arbitrary number. Now I'll tell you what the points do soon. But like for me, for example, I got 7,000 So I get 5,000 points to get level 7. There's up to 10 levels. The closer you get to 10, the more credible you are, the better you are recognized amongst the community, and in this case, the users for Google Maps. So this is going to become important for the marketing. That's why I'm going step by step into making you understand. But you need to start getting your points up, and there's a reason, and it's going to become a very good use when we come to the marketing portion of this presentation. It'll all make sense. So points. I'll tell you how you gain points, but I'll just give you an example of what it means to have higher points. Higher points you have, better you are rated amongst Google Maps. Google Maps puts you saying, okay, Patrick, you're level 7 on 10 means you're very good. You're doing a great job, and you're also getting some thumbs up here and there. So there's like different challenges, by the way, in the app, and they keep developing this to get you to be more and more credible and being more active on it. So giving you some examples, just to show how credible their explanations are. Almost every week, but I would say like you definitely get a monthly summary. You get it by email to say what was your contribution for the month. Not only where have you been, but what impact did you play in the community? In my case, it says, "Hi Patrick, while your reviews are popular, you got 3,000 views on the single review on the Milky Way cocktail bar, which is in Point St. Charles." So I made that review, and it got 30,000 views. And usually they send me a notification the following month. So if this was done in February of 2019, from my report in 2019, I was said that I did a great job, and this was posted mid-February. So in terms of results, for sure I did way better than if I had to post something on other social media platforms. I was telling you how it's so minimal to doing something, and there's results. Well, I'll give you more examples. Let's talk about pictures. For Ramen 9000 in Saint-Henri, Montreal, I put my pictures here. And as you can see, I had 7,000 views, 3,000 views, almost 2,000 views. These are not even in the span of a few days. We're talking about almost a few hours sometimes. These views go up very quickly. Now, again, to justify what's happening over here, one phone equals one user. You can have multiple accounts. It's not recommended. You might have multiple accounts because you have a business account and you have a personal one like I do, but they're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be using it to increase your views and stuff. Either way, even if I did, I don't think I have 7,000 accounts or 3,000 or even 2,000 in this case. These are real people. These are real accounts that real eyeballs that went through the content and they saw this. So this is just views. I'll talk about the interaction, but this is just views. And these are being done in a very quick manner. Why? Because people are continuously navigating through, wherever you're living, and they want to get, answers before they go to Ramen 9000. They want to know if this place is good. They're going to check the reviews. Similar to when you go on Amazon or any online website, you check the reviews of the product before you buy it because there's no way you can feel it and see it, right? So you need to rely on other people. And it's the same especially when it comes to restaurants, but stores and other places too. I'll give you examples of like outdoor galleries. They work the same way. People want to know before they go in. And so if a place is like very hip, it's very popular, or it's especially if somewhere it's new, it's gonna get a lot of views because everyone wants to know more about that place. Like if I say Schwartz Deli on Saint Laurent, it's a staple. Everyone knows about Schwartz Deli. It's very rare. Well, I mean, it's still very popular. People are going to look at it because they want to navigate to that place. But they're not necessarily going to base it on the reviews to going in. It's been known as a staple in Montreal. But other places like Ramen 9000, people are going to rely on people's reviews. So it's very important. So I got 1,000 views in general for this, but the pictures. Now, why did pictures got more than the post itself? It's because pictures don't just appear in your reviews, but also appear for that business page. So it's kind of tied into the Google My Business. But in this case, we're not talking for the marketing purposes. You'll see, this is in no way for the marketing of Ramen 9000. This slide is simply to show you the impact of the numbers you're getting in a short amount of time. Because I'm going to get into the marketing portion, and you'll see how you can utilize this in your own advantage. Another example, Gypsy Kitchen was something that recently opened in 2018, and in I think 3 days, because it was their opening and people were very curious, I got 80,000 views. So again, there's no way in any of my analytics my numbers have been anything close to this. Another thing that's important, I'm going to just go back here. Now, many times people will talk about algorithms. People are going to be like, I don't understand the algorithm on Instagram. How do I get more views? LinkedIn, sometimes I get amazing results and sometimes it just does absolutely nothing. What is going on? Keep in mind that this is playing a big factor in my numbers. This, like a same person doing the same review, but just started to being on Google Maps, with lower level, would not get the same results. They might sometimes, but not generally speaking, for the simple reason that this is playing a big factor. I'm going to explain to you why. But it is just a level gamified system that they build already clearly justifies to you how to be more relevant on the platform, how to get that momentum and that visibility. There's no secret algorithm. This is the algorithm. More you contribute, more points you get, more you're relevant. It's very simple. And that's why, it makes sense to spending time on here. Another example, this week I got they send you this on almost like a weekly basis. New this week, you got 10,000 views in general for your new pictures, and for a total of almost 400,000. So you're generating a lot of views without doing almost nothing. And by the way, this is a free platform. You're not paying for Google. You're not doing any ads or anything. This is like totally free. Okay, just to give you an example, I took my statistics from 2018 to seeing how much, if I'm contributing much, what is it giving in terms of numbers and stuff. And here is a result of how I could explain my numbers in a span of a year. So I contributed a lot in March. I got a lot of visibility, and then I get a little bit less. So it's kind of giving me my contribution levels throughout the month. So once we get to the marketing, you'll see what the trick is. More you post, better it is. Yes, there's a reason, because you want to get those levels, right? How do I get more levels? More ratings you give, stars, more reviews you do, you get more points. Taking photos, more points. By the way, you can put videos. Keep that in mind. You might need that for eventual marketing reasons. You can add a place. Not every business owner would create their own place on the map. You, as a contributor, can create your own space for them. You can edit places. This has happened very often for me during the pandemic. When I was going to my favorite restaurant to do a pickup, that place was closed because they changed their hours and they did not update it anywhere. They just had a handwritten paper on the door, and whoever passes. They have no way of, they have no technology sense to announcing to any of their regular clientele. So I went there and I'm like, okay, well, now they're closed on Monday and Tuesday. I updated. And by the way, they ask you for a picture as an optional request. But if you add a picture to validate that what you're saying is even true, the updates come even faster and you're gaining more points. Answering questions. This is one of the best things I've ever seen on any platform. You can ask questions and stuff. Maybe you might get an answer, maybe not. On Google Maps, sometimes I ask, does this place do delivery? I get an answer almost instantly. Sometimes the fastest I've got was 8 seconds delay. 8 seconds. I got an answer right away. Why does this happen? Because if I'm reviewing and 400 other people are reviewing, and you go and ask a question on that place, you're going to receiving everyone, all the 400 people that reviewed are going to receive a notification on their phone saying Joseph is asking if this place does delivery. So everyone now is able to answer. So it's very, very community time. And fact checking. This is super important. There's multiple ways fact checking is being done there. One of the ways is Google will ask you random questions. Is this place wheelchair friendly? Is there parking? Can you do a pickup? Do they act what's the name of this dish, and so on? So you can fact check all this information and you get points as you do that. You can also create lists. So this is always a great thing to know, because for example, I created a list of my favorite vegan spots wherever I get my vegan food in Montreal. And these are shared publicly. You can do them privately, but when it's shared publicly, people can refer to them, and it still adds to my credibility of saying I'm a good local guide. So points, levels, and perks. I'll talk about the perks, what it means to get more points. There are there's multiple perks. There's the marketing perks, of course, that comes tied to the credibility, and there are some There's a perk that they were doing every year. I think they stopped this year because of the pandemic. But for those who reach a certain level, they get invited to all paid travel to near San Francisco. It's not in San Francisco, but for the Google Local Guides conference that they do, they invite people from around the world. You're almost randomly chosen. You have to enter and so on and do a video. And if you're picked, then you get to fly there. Everything is paid, food, travel, and so on. So you have some travel perks like for that too, which is very cool. I know people who've been selected and they love it. But we're going to keep in mind the marketing perks for this presentation. So again, what does it mean to win points? Winning point means you're more credible. More credible means you are more relevant to whenever you're posting things. So you're increasing your chances of being discovered. So if you're using a brand account, that is fantastic. Like I use my brand account and I get recognitions from there. But that's one way of doing it. Your confidence level, because you have a higher level, you're going to definitely people are going to be relying more on what you're saying. So you're more credible in what you're saying. People rely on you. And when I say mise en avant, this means that you could, if your level is high enough, the picture you're posting might replace the main cover picture of that business, especially if that business didn't even take the time to put in a cover picture and they just had pictures and Google randomly put a cover picture. If that happens, especially, you're able to replace that picture. So even the big companies who don't take the time to do this, you're most likely to be able to do that. And yes, after that, there's multiple people who are going to be fact checking and people are going to ask, is this the best picture to represent the brand? And if many people answer no, your picture might not stay there forever. But for the time being, it's going to be there. And many places, I still know in Montreal, my picture is still the cover picture. And that's because I have a good recognition on Google. So you can definitely make that happen for you. So I hope this is already starting to click some ideas for you, because I'm going to give you like concrete examples very, very soon. So make sure you are increasing your level. Okay, so how do I use it for marketing? In French, I say publier, publier, publier. In English, just publish, publish, publish. Continue posting, continue contributing, put more and more stuff on Google Maps, because that's the only way you're going to get your numbers go up, right? So it doesn't really take, it's not a purpose of, when I say, oh, this is a way that doesn't take time. Yes, it actually doesn't take that much time. I'm not asking you to sit down and right away post 50,000 things. No, you do this gradually, and as you're doing it, you're realizing that your numbers are increasing significantly. So it doesn't really take that much time. And once you reach like a level 6 or level 7, you're in the higher tiers of your own neighbor, because it's rare you see a level 10, by the way. So level 8 and up right now, you're already like on the top. You don't have much competition in your area, no matter where you're living. So let me give you some examples. You remember I said like your pictures can replace the cover picture. Your picture could be, your reviews are going to be like the top reviews when someone is searching somewhere. You're closer to the top, and you saw my numbers, how high they were for that simple reason. So here's my brand. This is my personal brand. What's Up Montreal? Here's my crew. We go to the Galerie Plein Air, which is an outdoor gallery, and I made them hold my sign, and I said, let's take a group picture to represent our YouTube channel, our Instagram, and so on, our brand. They didn't condense. They take the picture, perfect. I put it up. Now, when I go and review that gallery, I just slide it in. I just put that amongst the rest of the pictures, so people are seeing those pictures, and the pictures are not becoming less relevant. People are still seeing them. People can see, okay, this is a great place to go because people are having fun. It's an outdoor gallery. I see it, perfect. Because Google doesn't allow you, or technically in their policies, they don't recommend you to do selfies. You imagine you go everywhere and you do selfies, but they won't remove your picture if you are actually contributing more than just selfies. So you can have yourself in, you can have no one in, you can just have the place, you can have your brand in, you can do so many things, and you can do product placements, and that's allowed. So this gets a lot of visibility because I did, and we even did a photo shoot, I remember that day, and I used the photo shoot to show people, look at the amazing pictures we're taking at that specific gallery location. So that's already bringing me visibility right there. Now, let's say Happy Tears over here was my client. Remember how I said you're not supposed to be doing reviews and getting paid for it. And that's totally right. Like in the previous presentation, someone asked me, do I get paid to doing my videos? Absolutely. If I'm going to take my time to featuring someone, I get paid. But that's a separate service, because the only way that person is going to be featured on our brand and our online magazine in a way, they have to go through our review system, which you're not allowed to charge. So we do it for free. You know, before the pandemic, we used to visit different restaurants as normal clients, or sometimes we're invited as press to give a review, and sometimes they get three stars, sometimes they get 5 stars. But those who pass the 4 to 5 stars, I would approach them after and say, I want to do marketing for you, and that whole thing happened. But for the purpose of this presentation, again, when it comes to reviews, you cannot get paid. So in this case, I wasn't reviewing Happy Tears at all. But let's say Happy Tears is my client, and I go. This picture was taken at Mont Saint Gregoire, so a little bit southern Quebec, on a mountain. And amongst all the pictures, I slide in this picture of Happy Tears. Now, obviously, people won't know this is Happy Tears. It's not written anywhere, but they'll be curious of what this is. Now, I could have always wrote a graphic Happy Tears, or this could have said Happy Tears, and this would have been a publicity for my client in different places I'm going to. So when I'm a tourist, I'm visiting, I'm going on a travel and a trip, and I bring these cards with me, and let's say it said Happy Tears, then it would have given visibility to my, and this say that my client, it would have been perfect. So like I told you, as a local guy, you're kind of the influencer, right? But you're not influencing, you're not forcing anyone to do something. You have good credibility, you have great levels. People are going to come towards you. So having a name there would have did an impact if let's say Happy Tears was my client. No Diploma, for example, which again, coincidentally, I'm wearing one of their stuff today. I took this picture in a shop. I went to a store, and they had this mannequin with No Diploma. They had the books and everything. So I took a picture. Now, when I did the review of the store, I did not talk about No Diploma. The store isn't about them. It was the store. So I took a few pictures of the store, and this happens to be amongst them. So imagine if they were my client, they would have got the visibility of having No Diploma being visible, even if it wasn't just for that store. But if, let's say, I'm wearing this right now and everyone recognizes that the sign over here meant No Diploma, if I was one of them over here or anywhere else and I took a picture and I'm wearing that, it is giving some sort of indirect marketing towards that brand. Now, this is the tactic we use over here. It's much more direct. I'm putting emphasis on What's Up Montreal as the brand. I could have taken anything. It could have been my Midday Squares chocolate. I could have been any product that you're selling, anything, any brand you have. It could have been, if you're doing promo items, let's say your promo items could have been displayed anywhere. Or let's say you have, if you don't have a physical thing to sell, but you have a service, but you have a business card or something, and it just happens to be in the picture, and it's clearly trying to tell people, look at this more than anything else right now. You are inciting to people. You're inviting people to seeing that picture and getting more information about what that is. Now, like I said, I also use my What's Up Montreal account as a professional account too when I'm doing a lot of reviews. So that's also getting recognition and credibility, saying, "Oh, who are these people?" It's not a regular person's picture when they're doing the review. It doesn't say Patrick Valiant. It says What's Up Montreal is doing the review. Who is What's Up Montreal? So it brings a different kind of visibility that you would have never got anywhere else too. So there's many ways you can do product placements and try to get that visibility, or you can be almost in their face and saying, we just happen to be here. Check this out. And there's other ways you can do this. I'll show you how to insert more videos and stuff. And again, the policies are like they said, you have to give fair reviews and take pictures of the space. You don't even have to give you a review. You can just take pictures of the space or add videos, and that's great. But now you're adding some of these elements in there, and you're not really going against the policy, because I'm not blocking the view. I'm showing the space plus my brand, so it gives visibility in return. So some of the other products that they have, and this is where it becomes interesting, because this is where you can now plug in some of your videos. You can plug in GIFs, you can plug in videos, so you can already start being different from other people who are posting things. Google has developed different products, local connects, which is like their online blog. I'll show you an example of what that looks like. They have meetups, which you could, before the pandemic, people were doing events and they were using meetups. Here is one of the examples of the meetups that we did for Quebec, for the local creators, local guides of Quebec. And just talk about events. So if you are doing an event in a space and so on, you are going to review that space that you use, and people would see this picture. Now, if I twisted this on the other side, it would have said What's Up Montreal. Perfect. So I would have got the visibility of What's Up Montreal, my brand of what I'm doing over here. People would know what I'm doing, and I'm not the only one renting the space. Many people are renting, so everyone wants to know what's happening in this space before they want to reimagine before they do their event. So that's another way of events used to be a great way of promoting your brands too, because you could have used Google Maps to leverage that visibility that you would have like people don't need to know who you are to know about the space, right? Because they're looking for an event space and you just happen to be there. Here's what local guides connects looks like. These are blogs. These are where people can write longer text and really dive into like the nitty-gritty of what they want to say to helping people. There's let me just wait for the arrow to this video. You'll see it says how to, so you can be sharing some how to's. You can be sharing some meetups, travels, food, photography. So there's different categories that you can choose from. And honestly, I've got so much more engaging results on there than anywhere else. It still doesn't beat Maps, but it's a great way to putting yourself out there. What I also did is I put my YouTube videos there. And if YouTube video is about your brand and you're doing it in a certain location, or let's say you do a vlog or whatnot, you're creating content, you can tie these to the geographic location on the maps, and people would see when they're visiting those when they're researching those spaces. That over here I said Nuit Blanche in Montreal. This was tied to multiple locations, geographic locations, so people can see where this is. Top 5 vegan restaurants. All these 5 restaurants were my clients, and they all got visibility through not only the YouTube video, but the YouTube video tied there. So in return, what this did is the people researching the spaces, they saw my video, so now they come back to me to see what else I have to say. Because as a local guide who's a level 7, that means what I'm saying is credible. People want to hear more about, like, if they like my taste, they want to know where I'm going, so they want to visit the spaces too. But this could have easily said my other account, What's Up Montreal, and it would have drove more business towards me. And that's about it. I don't know if you have any questions or whatnot. If you want me to take an example from your brand and try to show you how you could have done it, but it's a way to leverage this platform that no one really utilizes in that way. However, in terms of the number of users, it surpasses any other platforms, and the communities are way stronger because everyone's just helping everyone on this platform. Just test it out yourself. Do a post there and do a post on Instagram, and let's say do a test every 2 hours to see what's getting more momentum. And you can also check it out as when you're doing just ask questions and see if you're getting answers. How quick are you getting answers from? I welcome all of you to joining our different pages. I'm not even inviting you to join me. I'm inviting you to join our communities, our platforms. Numerix events on LinkedIn is Numerix, and on Facebook is Numerix events. We also have a public group page that's totally free, that's open to people. We keep posting. By the way, even if this event is done, we have more content coming out, actually, because people want to present. They love the platform. They want to present with us. So there's going to be one about crypto money, one about nutrition and productivity, the links between that. So if you like what we're doing, like I said, many of our stuff are free, but there's definite costs attributed to doing all this. So if you want to contribute in helping us, helping content creators, helping artists, helping professionals, helping startups, that's what we're doing. With the Numerix program, we help startups and professionals. With the Rec and Creator HQ, we're helping creators. Every year we do an awards show. This year has been a bummer when it comes to collecting funds from doing events and stuff, because they haven't been as popular as doing in-person events. I think we can all agree about that. So there's a lot of costs that we were not able to cover. So if you are willing to help us out, just go check the link to see how we're helping people, how we can help you, part of the community. Like I said, a lot of the stuff we're doing, almost 90% of the stuff we do is for free to helping you grow. Because as you grow, we grow, and it just all goes together. So if you want to contribute and help us, any donation is appreciated. Any of your generosity is appreciated, and we can't thank you enough for that. And of course, the communities, the creators, artists, and startups cannot thank you enough for helping them. And last but not least, if you want to get in touch with me directly, you can always email me at info@creatorhq.org, and I'll be happy to answer you if there's anything that's going on. But yeah, I hope this presentation sparked some ideas for you. Maybe as things gradually get eased up, as you got to go out there, and maybe you're going for a stroll or whatnot. Hopefully, Google Maps will come into very handy for your marketing needs. And you never know, you might reach level 7 or even beat me. Maybe you get level 8, 9, 10, and even be more credible than I am. But hope this all helps. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just going to stay for less than a minute to see if there's any more questions before I close off the live. If not, thank you so much for staying up until now. And like I said, hope this helps. All right. Okay, so don't hesitate. Even if the live ends, you can always ask your questions in the comments. I'll see it and I'll answer them gradually. Like I said, join us for our next sessions. It's going to be very interesting. My light is failing. It's out of battery. It's saying you're out of time. So thank you again for joining us. And I wish you a great day. Thank you, Diane. Very appreciated. Thank you. I'm glad this helped you. And I know you can do so much with promo items when it comes to having multiple purposes for your items to promote your business. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And join the group. That's the best way to knowing when is the next event.